Thank you very much for joining us to meet a GOED member today, where we introduce you to the entire omega-3 universe, one member at a time. Today's member is going to be CoreFX, who will be represented by the company's CEO, Denis Neville. Denis, thanks very much for joining us today.
Great to be here, Chris. Thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. We want to give you the chance as one of GOED's newer members to introduce yourself to your fellow members. So what's the first thing you would want them to know about what you and your team do?
Well, it's great to be a new member of GOED. We've been talking about doing this for a while with Ellen and the team. Omegas are extremely important for us at CoreFX. So I suppose one of the things that I want to announce, first of all, is that as of last week, I am the controlling owner of CoreFX, which is very exciting for us. Ornua has been a wonderful partner of mine for 7+ years. Ornua owns Kerrygold, the brand, I'm sure everybody knows, and has Kerrygold butter in their fridge or on their table. And we, from a strategic point of view, it was decided quite a while ago that we're going in different directions, us down the path of high-end nutrition. And to be able to deliver on our promise to our customers and to the world, because our promise to the world is, healthy humans and a healthy planet. And the only way we could deliver on that was by being able to accelerate our growth through investment and so on and so forth. So this change of ownership gives me the opportunity to be able to deliver on that. So everybody here at CoreFX are really excited about this new venture that we're embarking on. What else I would like to say about CoreFX is that, we're one of the few, I believe, consultative ingredient powdered providers of omegas within the GOED family now. I think that's very important because stability of omega oils is very important, and that's what we give with our solutions. We define what we do as mechanochemistry. So we're taking the mechanical side of it, the chemistry side of it, to be able to provide stability to oils through microencapsulation, creating stable powdered emulsions. We're evolving all the time. We're not finished with what we do. We're always improving continuously, and that's what's needed for the world of omegas, because we gotta always be creating the most stable oils that we possibly can, and that's what we always strive to do.
And Denis, the time that you've spent doing this work and the time you've spent kind of taking in this environment where you're focused on human health and wellness, when you take that and you point it towards the future, what stands out to you as the biggest issue that we should all be prepared to collaborate on together?
Yeah, well, from a GOED perspective, I'll just narrow it down. And omegas, I guess, is the question. I think, apart from the obvious one that's out there about sustainability of fish, the shortage that's there right now because of what's happening. I think the bigger picture is what do omega-3s mean to a consumer? What will omega-3s mean to consumers in the future? A consumer thinks of fish oil, and that's the go-to. It happens to be also the #1 source of essential fatty acids, right? But then omega-3s as a catch-all, that's a little more gray in its definition, and a little bit more gray to consumers as well. That's what we're seeing. I mean, we ourselves are trying to define that so that we know what our best go-to-market strategy is for omega-3s, because there's essential fatty acids and then there are non-essential fatty acids. There are so many different wonderful sources of omega-3s, and it's about knowing exactly, getting alignment among our world as to how we define it best, getting alignment on what the consumer knows and what the consumer should know and what the consumer wants, and then everybody going together in step.
Right. I appreciate that perspective, Dennis. We at GoEd certainly, and as an industry in general, we all appreciate the rich biochemistry behind omega-3s, how many different compounds there are, but it does make it complicated when it's time to talk to consumers and get them to understand what we're talking about. So totally
Yes.
understand that perspective.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, to give your fellow GoEd members a chance to recognize like the unique characteristics or special qualities of CoreFX. If you had to choose any metaphor to encapsulate CoreFX's like special spirit, what would you choose and why?
Well, I like the way you use the word encapsulate, given that it's a big part of what we do. Um, I like to I think a metaphor of a superhero would be one that would be very appropriate. We're in the world of science, we're in the world of creativity. We also like to have a little bit of fun and not take ourselves too seriously. And I love Marvel movies. I think everybody thinks there's been an overkill of late. I don't know where you stand on Marvel movies, Chris, but for me though, Iron Man always stands out as that one of those characters that that we can align with because he's Tony Stark is all about the science, and he's also all about engineering, but science for him is where it all starts, and how he became a superhero in the first place. And he has a creative mind. It's all about saving the world, like we are too, through nutrition. And he likes to have a bit of fun. There was a really good line from Avengers: Infinity War where he's taking on the bad guys, and Bruce Banner is supposed to change into the Hulk, and he can't do it. I don't know whether you remember this, but he just can't. He can't get up the anger to change, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to have to do this." And he changes into his Iron Man suit, and he's got this brand new weapon that he just fires out, and it works. And Bruce Banner says, "What? What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's nanotech. Do you like it?" And it stood out to me because, first of all, it's cool. But second of all, we have nanotechnology here in CoreFX. Completely different type of nanotechnology, but we call it nanotech. So we create nanoparticles, nanometer sized particles
Mhm.
that are much smaller. So the oils and fats are protected much greater. And we create that by using much higher pressure and mechanochemistry, like I explained earlier, but at a higher level. So I think it's just pretty cool that we're able to use the same language, superheroes and super powder providers.
Fantastic. So innovation, very, very detailed levels of precision to serve the world. That's nice. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Well, thanks very much, Dennis. I'm going to make sure that your fellow GoEd members know how to get in touch with you with any questions. And thanks again for joining GoEd.
All right. Delighted to be here. Thanks for your time, Chris, and look forward to talking to you again soon.